Um, Thank you very much. I am Talibita Moses, and today I'm going to talk about civil society and its management. Um, the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, in its Article 38, Clause 1, says every Ugandan citizen has the right to participate in the affairs of government, individually or through his or her representatives in accordance with the law. And Clause 2 says every Ugandan has a right to participate in useful activities to include the policies of government through civic organization. So these civic rights, which call on citizens to participate in processes of government, these processes of government include law-making processes, budget-making processes, tax-making processes, and so on and so forth. Of course, also, there are also duties of citizens that we will call for them to participate in government. They would have been seen as government activities, but then they are in the best interest of the citizens. And this, of course, is in Article 17, which as Article 17 talks about the duties of a good citizen. And of course, that means the bad citizen is that person who does not participate in promoting um, the citizen duties. So the citizens, one of their duties is that every citizen has a duty to respect the national anthem, flag, coat of arms, and the currency, to respect the rights and freedoms of others, to protect children and vulnerable persons against any form of abuse, harassment, or ill treatment, also to protect and preserve public property, and these citizens can do when they monitor government projects or when they whistleblow in the event there is abuse or diverting of government funds. The other is that citizens have a duty to defend the country and render national service wherever, of course, necessary. And citizens, of course, also have a duty or are required to cooperate with the lawful agencies in maintenance of law and order. They equally have a duty of paying taxes, and that is why tax evasion is a crime, and yet tax avoidance isn't. Also, they have to participate in, say, electoral processes. They are required to register for electoral and other lawful purposes. And here I can give the example of registering to vote, but also registering to then have what is called the national identification or the national ID. The citizens, of course, also have a right to combat, or rather, they have a duty to combat corruption and misuse or wastage of public property, and to also create and protect a clean and healthy environment as enjoined for them in Article 39. So that is where the citizens get the duty of participating in government processes, and that, of course, is what helps them to create civil society organizations. So civil society organizations are those organizations that help citizens to participate in their obligations as citizens, but also participate in government processes as the Constitution requires of them in their civic right. Now, civil society includes non-state, not-for-profit, voluntary entities that are formed by people in the social sphere, rather in the social sphere, that are separate from the state and the market. This means that civil society organizations are non-government organizations, and they are not for profit. That is why we are saying that they are those that are involved in the social sphere that are separate from the state, meaning they are non-state actors, and from the market, which means they are not involved in gainful activities or for profit. Civil society organizations, whose acronym is CSOs, represent a wide range of interests and ties. And these interests and ties are obtained from the citizen duties, but also from the civic activities. They can include community-based organizations as well as non-government organizations. And in the context of the United Nations Guiding Principle Reporting Framework, civil society organizations do not include business or for-profit associations. So there is, of course, the other definition of civil society organizations, which I want to also draw your attention to. And so civil society organizations, as I said already, are non-state actors whose aims are neither to generate profit nor to seek governing power. So this, of course, also this definition also draws another distinct aspect, that civil society organizations